Hey girls, so to do Chris's shit, first you gotta open up your Photoshop file and make sure you have at least most of your layers that you want ready in your Photoshop file. So you need your sky, your background, all of your underlay layers which go under your main green screen thing that we have to put in. Try me tomorrow. And then your overlay layers which go above. So overlay for me is the tint and the log, and underlay is everything here. Once you have that all set up, you then open up After Effects and wait for it to load because it's a piece of shit and it's slow. That's fine. And of course my dog wants to come in right now. He can wait a second. He's fine. So what we want to do is create a new composition. We want it, let's give it like 10 seconds. I think 29 is fine. Full, that's a good size, square pixels. And okay. So what you need to do now is import your file, your Photoshop file. So you can either drag and drop or just find it using the import option. So I'm going to use the import option, get my Photoshop file, and I'm going to import it as a composition. And composition, editable layer styles. Okay. So what that did was it made a new comp and then gave me all of my layers as individual assets. So I'm going to double click on the comp and here we go. This is like everything. Right now I'm in 2 views. You're probably in 1 view. So to get into 2 views, there's this drop down right here and I'm going to 2 views horizontal. Maybe I'll go to vertical. Nah, horizontal's better. And now I can see both like where everything is situated as well as what the audience will be seeing. Next thing you want to do is turn on the 3D layer option for all of your layers. Done. You can just click and drag. I'm going to delete this layer because it's just white. That was just for me. I don't know what your file is like. If you notice, when you go into the 3D option, this view right here changes from the front view to a top-down view. So this is where the audience is. This is like back of the stage, and this is the stage. 1 second, gotta let my dog in. Where was I? I just had to get the dog. So yeah, 3D layer. So that's how everything looks from the top, with this being the audience, this being back of the stage. Now, what we have to do is create a camera so we can make this shit look 3D. So we're gonna go layer, new, camera. You can call it whatever you want. I wouldn't touch anything here. He went over it for like a little bit of a while, like saying how different focal lengths change what you see and how you see it. Ask him those questions. He's the teacher. And hit OK. So now we have a camera. If I zoom out a little, you can see that it's here and this is what the camera is seeing. Right now, all of these layers are stacked right in the middle. What we want to do is space them out in Z space so that when we move the camera side to side or scroll in or turn it, it'll look like these assets are moving how they would in real life as opposed to like one flat image. So instead of looking like these, it'll look better. So what you'll need to do is replace your sky with the video file that you decided to use. But for now, I'm just going to use this. And I'm going to lock all these layers because they'll just mess me up over here. So I've locked them. Now I grab the sky layer, go into here, and grab this little itty bitty toggle. You can't really see it that much. I'm going to bring this fucker back. I'm going to bring it a good ways back because I want this to be pretty decently 3D. So now I click over here, hold shift, and it's fucking over. 1 second. There we go. And scale is now back so that it fits the screen even though it's way back here in Z space. Now I'm going to go through and do this for the rest of the layers. Main thing to note here is that you want, I believe it is your top, your like top underlayer, your very first underlayer to be like right in the middle. It's either the first underlayer or the first overlayer. You want it to be like right where everything starts. Everything else you want to space accordingly. So you want your like background to be right by the sky, because like that's where it is, right? Oh my god. So right now I'm trying to hold shift and then click and drag, but it's not working. Oh my god. I'm gonna kill it. Okay, one last time. There we go. And then I'm gonna keep doing this. I don't know if I'm speeding this part up or not. So I'm gonna keep talking just in case I'm not. So the mountains are, you're pretty far away. So I'm gonna send them there and kill this thing because it keeps doing that thing. And then that's the boat, I think. So I'm gonna put that actually kind of close to the mountains because the boat is like on one of the mountains. Like you'd obviously be a little more careful and like zoom in so that everything lines up properly. And then that's the top underlayer. So I'm gonna leave that where that is. Go to the top over, or the first overlayer, which for me is my tent. And I'm gonna bring it closer to the camera because it goes on top of like everything else. So bring it closer to the camera, and then, oh my god, I'm gonna kill this program. There we go. So that was a click shift, not a shift click. So there's my tent, and then this is my tree thing. And I'm gonna move it a little closer. Yeah, pretty closer. And then like this. Oh my god. There we go. So now it looks like what you imported, except everything is spaced out in Z space. And if you click on a camera, it's locked. If you click on your camera, like, boop, kinda. Well, don't do that. Don't do what I just did. So it's spaced out in Z space. Everything is set onto 3D. Now what we need to do is figure out how we're going to move the camera. And let's just undo whatever I just did there, because that looks kind of weird. Why does that look weird? It's just not aligned right. Yep, just not aligned right. Let me quickly fix this. Or not. Okay, cool. Camera. Okay, so what we're going to do now is move the camera, right? So up here is the camera tool. Click and hold and you get other options. So the orbit camera. Oh, gotta click on this area for the active camera. It like turns your scene sideways, right? So if you're doing a portfolio piece and you want to show how your different layers look, you can do this, right? So show there's this layer, then this layer, then this layer. Kind of cool. Undo, go back, track X and Y, so that's side to side. Oh, that's what's fucked. Okay. Side to side, sorry. And up and down. I'm just going to grab this layer because it's just, yeah, that's what's fucking with me right now. Go back to this tool. Okay. There we go. Camera tool. And then the last one is the Track Z camera tool. So that brings your camera in and out of the scene. So you're zooming in, or you're zooming out, like that. And you can mix and match them. Doesn't matter. Or whatever floats your boat, you know, kind of thing. So now what we need to do is set up some keys for our camera movements. So on our camera layer, we're going to go and turn down this triangle, go to the transform tool, or transform toggle, and find where we want to start our little animation. I'm going to start like a second in, and I'm using this timer right here to help me find where I want to be. And I'm just going to click all of these stopwatches, click and drag. What that does is set an initial key, and I'm not quite sure what I want to do yet, so I'm just going to key everything for the camera. I'm going to go a little bit, like maybe to 7 seconds, grab I'll use the Track Z camera right now, zoom in a little, and then also track orbit camera. Just turn it a little. I gotta go over here. Turn it a little. Maybe not that much. There we go. Turn it a little. And it'll automatically key, just like in Toon Boom, how once you've set a key on a layer, it'll key every time you make a change. And then so that, if I go to one view, and I zoom in, that is what my scene looks like right now. Cool, right? But there's more that we can do. Oh my god, there's more. Say you wanna like blur this log as you get closer because it's getting like out of the cone of vision, as someone would say. That log for me is this layer right here. What I'm gonna do is go to either over here or over here. I'm gonna go over here just because that's where I went to second. And I'm gonna put a Gaussian blur on it. So now on this layer, there's an effects option. I'm going to drop down and look, Gaussian blur. So I'm going to just key at like 1 second because that's where everything else starts. I'm going to key it so there's no blurriness. And then at 7 seconds, there's going to be a shit ton of blurriness. So I'm going to up the blur. And then as it goes through, it gets blurry. Oh, look at that. That's cool. But right now it's kind of like jolty when it all starts. If you want to smooth it out, you select all your keys, and then you right click on a key, go to Keyframe Assistant, and Chris told us to use Easy Ease. That's like using ease in and ease out at the same time. So it just softens it a little, or softens if you know how to talk. And that was just on the blur, so I'm going to go back to the camera and grab all these keys and do the same thing. So I'm going to right click, Easy Ease, and now it kind of eases into this motion instead of just suddenly going, bam, I'm moving. And then you'll want to, to render this shit, you're going to want to go to Composition, Add to Render Queue. And that'll go to here. I don't think he wanted us to use lossless. QuickTime was fine. Or was it H.264? Yeah, I think it was H.264. Yeah, it was H.264. We don't have any audio, don't need to resize it. And then we're going to go to... Yeah, that's all fine. Ignore that part. And then we're going to say where we want to like output it. So I'm just going to put it onto my desktop because it's messy, so why not? Test video. Yeah, sure. And then when you're ready to render, you just hit render. And it's probably going to take like a minute or two. It's only 10 seconds of footage. So, like, shouldn't be too bad. But be prepared for it to take like a minute. Total time elapsed 21 seconds. And my computer is taking off. And I'm just going to wait for this to happen so that I could show you that it works and that I'm not just lying through my ass. Woo. So for a 10-second little film thing shit, it's going to take, a minute. Maybe a minute and a half. So don't forget to change out the video, the sky background still that we have in Photoshop for the actual video file that he provided. And if you want to add another file, like another layer, you like, oh, I missed something. So you just go back to Photoshop, make a new layer, do whatever you want on it. So I'm going to just type hello. And then what you do is, what I did at least, is hide everything else, then save this as a PNG, and then save that PNG or bring that PNG in as a new asset into over here. You know, words. Words are hard. There we go. Yeah. So that's all I remember. You're probably gonna have questions, and I'll talk to you in the morning. I'll try to get there early so I can unfuck whatever I fucked up. Bye.